can't take no more. Never felt like this before.
Looks like it's time for a Fury Factor video on the Free Britney movement. Fury, what are you talking about? What's going on here? You almost always just talk about politics. What's this Free Britney thing? Well, I'll tell you, I was speaking with an editor who said, okay, what's your next video going to be about? And I just kind of jokingly said, Free Britney. And they said, no, but seriously, that's what it's got to be on. I said, no, seriously, I'm not doing that. And everybody said, you gotta do the video on Free Britney. So here I am, my first ever video on Free Britney. But I gotta tell all the Free Britney people out there, I'm with you. So to the uninitiated, what is this all about? And I was a member of the uninitiated until really just a week or so ago when I really got up to speed on it, reading all the articles and watching that documentary that's been out for a little while now, a couple of months, called Framing Britney Spears. And there's breaking news that just came out this week that we'll talk about in a moment. So Britney Spears, her and I are of about the same age. She's, I think, a year or two older than I am. So I would have been in high school when her first hits came out. And, you know, this is really a part of my youth. I wasn't a fan at all, nothing against her, I just wasn't really into it, but I remember it's sort of the background of my youth. You had Britney Spears and of course the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and so forth, and all that music being played in the hallways. And you know, I look back at that time, and these were major figures in my teen years, and I look at what's going on with Britney Spears right now, and I say, this is just not right. So what is going on with her? Britney Spears is under something called a conservatorship, which is usually only done for older adults, much older adults, elderly persons suffering from dementia and so forth, people who can't care for themselves, people who can't make decisions for themselves. Britney Spears has been in this situation for over a decade, a conservatorship of the person and conservatorship of finances. Basically, someone else, her father actually, making decisions about what she can do and who she can see and where she can go, and particularly spending her money. And a lot of people in the Free Britney movement, so these are fans who say something is not right. They've watched this unfold for years and they go, we don't get this. Now, Britney Spears faced a number of challenges over a decade ago. She did that thing where she shaved her head and seemed to have something of a breakdown, and she attacked a paparazzi vehicle with an umbrella, and probably had a few other similar challenges around that time because, oh boy, she was going through quite a lot of stressful things in life. At the same time, a lot of people go through a lot of stressful things, and they are not placed in this very bizarre legal situation that, well, it's not unprecedented. It makes me think of what happened to Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, but very bizarre, very odd. And a lot of people saying that this is a high-functioning adult, Britney Spears. This is a person who is going on tour. She does a Vegas show, a number of shows a week. She's a mother. I mean, she's able to live life, it seems. Now, one lawyer made some good comments in that documentary. He said, we don't know what we don't know, that there's documents been brought forward in court that, well, they may suggest things that just we do not know at all, that are not in the public record. But still, you look at all of this and go, it doesn't add up. Now, just this week, Britney Spears, she has filed in court to get her father fully removed from the conservatorship, and someone who's more sort of a technical person related to doing conservatorship issues, them fully on board. And apparently, she's also said she'd rather just be done with the whole thing entirely. So there may be something of a breakthrough moving forward, and maybe hashtag Free Britney is actually going to be a thing that comes to fruition and reality. But when I see all of this, I can't help but think, if this can happen to her, someone who's, you know, wealthy and famous and so forth, it can happen to anyone. Here in Canada, we have this case, a billionaire couple, the Shermans. They were murdered a couple years ago, and their case has never been solved. And whenever I think of the Sherman case, I think, if those people, very rich, very connected, if they can't get justice, if their case can't be solved, what does it mean for the rest of us? So I think getting justice for Britney, if it is, you know, what she wants, and these reports suggest she would prefer to be free from this, I feel like it's a thing that should actually relate to everybody. It's not just a story that's focused singularly on celebrities. I almost think it's more alarming that if something like this can happen to Britney Spears and she can't get out of it, what does it mean for people who are not of wealth, people who do not have connections, people who are not influential? What does it mean for them? Lots of questions around this very strange story, and it looks like there's some movement in it, in legal aspects. So maybe we will soon have more answers about Free Britney.